I had the opportunity in a quiet room to hold Katie when she was first born. She was all wrapped up and just looking up at me, and I was looking down at her, and I was telling her how I was going to watch over her and protect her and provide for her, and that one day she would get married to the man who would take her, and that she would have children as well and have the same opportunity one day to look down on them.
I would describe Katie as a very motivated and loving person.
He is probably the most patient, kind person in the whole world. Always putting others before himself. He always is just thinking of other people and what he can do to help them and make things easier for them.
Okay, stay right where you are.
What we feel about Katie is that she's the perfect complement for Matthew. The balance that they'll have in their marriage is wonderful. It truly is a match made in heaven.
So the first time we met was at EFY in 2012, I think. We were both 15. I mean, back then it was puppy love, right? Just a crush.
My first impression of him was that he was pretty cute. He seemed like a cool guy. Nothing really more than that, I would say.
She apparently had written in her diary that she was going to marry Matthew Rollins. And her sister found that and read it, and of course it was a joke until it really happened.
We didn't really talk to each other much after that EFY. Like actually hardly at all. We were Facebook friends and that was probably it. We both got home from our missions the same week. He messaged me on Facebook a couple months later and was like, hey, what are you doing next week? We went on that day and then a few more dates, and it just kind of it felt really natural and just really good.
The first impression I had of her when we really started dating after our missions was just how amazing she was, how strong in the gospel she was, and that meant a lot to me.
It was really easy to talk to each other and kind of be in the moment.
We dated for a year, about. She was at BYU Hawaii and I was at BYU Provo, so it was a year of long distance. I think my only fear was that maybe she didn't think it would work out for a time.
I was just always scared because I wanted him to be the one, but I was just scared that maybe he wasn't and maybe I needed to like date other people. And so I think both of us just kind of like made it work out because we wanted it to, I guess. We both just kind of put forth the work to make it happen, and it did.
The first time I knew that I was going to marry Katie wasn't an exact moment per se, but when I felt how much I missed her after she left.
I knew I was going to marry Matthew when he was literally the only thing I could ever think about, ever. I felt like me spending any part of my life without him would just be terrible.
Katie, I just want you to know that I will always love you, and I will manifest that through my actions. And I've never been more excited for a time in my life to be with someone. I love you and I'm looking forward to these next years. It'll be an amazing adventure.
I love you and I'm so excited for the rest of our lives together. And I'm really excited to eat some cake at our wedding reception.
Oh Lord, I see what brings me here. It's a mother to all my wanderings. The valleys green will age with me. Its dirt will shine and linger. And girls will come in fair the boys will wait a-gazing, and birds will sing from tops of trees and sound like falling angels. Oh, mothers, I see you hold all the fruits of our love, and we'll raise them high.
I'm very happy to give her to him, and for him to now take over and to be providing and to help and taking and having her for the rest of time and eternity.
I'll see you home as the night falls. I'll see you home.
As they knelt across the altar, I've had this phrase in my mind, which is, "No greater love hath man than this, that he giveth his life for his," yes, for his friends, but for his spouse. And as they were looking at each other so lovingly, I could tell that they are going to give their life to each other.